Hello, fellow vapors. Vaping Newbie here, and glad to be with you again. We're going to be looking at some new juices for me today, and took a little trip around the world, so hang in. I went for a road trip last Saturday, and I went to go visit a great friend of mine I met on Facebook, Mario, and dropped by his shop on Saint Laurent Boulevard, or as old Anglophones call it, St. Lawrence Boulevard. G2KVape in beautiful downtown Montreal. And the location that I went to was at 7162 Saint Laurent Boulevard in Montreal. And Mario sent me a note and said, "You got to come and try a juice we're going to talk about in a moment." And we are going to talk about some juices tonight, folks. But first, let's talk about their shop. Amazing shop. They carry only authentic gear. It was very vibrant. A lot of people going in on that Saturday. It just shows how the Montreal vaping scene is growing. A lot of people were buying juice. A lot of people were buying beginner kits, which I was really pleased to see, and some people were buying some of the high-end mech mods. So it was good to see that whole spectrum being represented in that vape shop last Saturday. The thing that threw me for a loop was you walk in and you see a display of juices, and the first juice, of course, catches my eye is 5-Ponds. But we're not going to discuss 5-Ponds today. We're going to go a bit outside the box. And before we do, I do want to show you some of the packaging. And with high-end juice, in the equation comes high-end packaging. So we're going to look at some of that. The house blend, which is made specific to them, are in the basic e-juice bottles with the child-proof safety cap. After that, we go slightly south of the border in the United States, and they import Lazarus Vintage, glass bottle, wax sealed top. And to open it, you just simply twist. It breaks the seal, and everything's good. The wax is made out of vegetable resin, no worries. It breaks so well that when you close up the bottle, it almost appears seamless. Really well done. Now, the downside. Obviously, there is no childproof safety cap on here. And in this day and age, that's so important. Secondly, there is no dripper. So you just get yourself one of these little needle nose bottles and you're fine. And I had no issue putting this in my K-Fun. And thirdly, they do not put the PG-VG ratio on the bottles. So that should be looked at, but that's not for me to say. The final bottle is from Paris, France, and this is Thin and Cara. And look at this, folks. It comes in this beautiful velvet pouch, and then you get your bottle, which is a smoked glass bottle, beautiful labeling as you'd expect from something from France. And then it has the childproof cap, which surprised me because in Europe they're not big on that, but there it is. It works so well. And of course the dripper. I want to stop and talk about Thin and Cara because I'd never seen it anywhere, never even heard of it anywhere. They only carry 3 juices at this time, and G2K has all 3 of them available. It is a supreme e-juice, so we're going to get to that right now. Before I start, taste is subjective. What you like, I might not, and what I like, you might not. So let's keep that in mind. Everything that I'm vaping tonight is either a Russian 91 clone or a K-Fun clone at 0.95 ohms and vaping at 20 watts. The first juice up today is the G2K juice called Coffee and Cream. And this is a 50-50 ratio, 50% PG, 50% VG. And the reason why I took this was when I tried it, and I'm not a coffee drinker, but the scent of the coffee that when I was trying it, I thought it just knocked me out. So I had to try the juice. So I picked some up. It is coffee. It is freshly brewed coffee, and then the aftertaste, the lingering taste, again stays coffee. I could see this as easily as a morning vape. And the cream is subtle. It's very subtle. You are definitely vaping coffee. And it's ironic because we were just talking about coffee vapes on Facebook today. Very, very nice juice. And again, I'm not a coffee fanatic. I am liking this juice. The second juice that we're going to be talking about is from that Lazarus vintage, and this is called Compass. And this is described as a candied vape. Not overly sweet, because if you watched any of my videos, I don't like sweet. Now, the Lazarus, all they'll say is it's a maximum of 20% PG. So I'm not 100% sure of the breakdown. They do mention, of course, it's 6 milligrams of nicotine. I love this juice because it is complex. They make it sound like it's a candy vape. It's not a candy vape. That's sort of short selling it. It's got a little hit. It's got a little spice in there. And then it had something that I couldn't put my finger on, a little kick. And when I looked it up, the kick was a white wine additive. Obviously not white wine, but the flavor of white wine. It really took it to a different level by doing that. Now, unfortunately, my friends are going to love this, because on their website they do mention that it is a favorite now of their lady clientele. I just liked it. I started it right away. I vaped it nearly as much as my next juice. It is really nice. Not a massive throat hit. If it's 80% VG, that's expected. Nice and smooth. And the taste that lingers, it's mellow. It is a candied vape, but not overly sweet, and that's very important to me. And then finally, we're looking at the Thin and Cara, and this is called Antarctica. And when I did try the 3 juices from Thin and Cara, and I chose this one, sort of surprised Mario because it's not the most popular one, but it was the one that I enjoyed the most on Saturday. Now, they list it as a sugarcane vape, and I do get a hint of sweetness, but a kick of cool, because they do add menthol in there. And I must say, this is one juice that on Saturday when I was there, I was probably vaping more than anything. It had that coolness. I don't like menthol vapes, but it had that coolness, and it kept drawing me back to it. I really enjoyed it. The other 2 flavors were great, but this one, to me, it spoke to me. So that's Antarctica by Thin and Cara. So those are the 3 juices we're looking at tonight. Again, folks, if you're in Montreal or you're coming to Montreal, do yourself a favor and drop by. Try their juice, buy their juice. You won't be disappointed. They have such a wide spectrum of flavors. These are just a tip of the iceberg, no pun intended. So great job at G2KVapes. Mario, thank you very much for letting me hang out in the shop for as long as I did. It gave me a good insight to the juices you carry. I enjoyed them all. And again, 2 thumbs up. Folks, I always like spending time with you. Stay healthy and happy vaping. Take care, folks.